Hello, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski near City Hall here in Center City, Philadelphia. Philly Big Five basketball is back tonight. Villanova versus LaSalle. Welcome to our WXVU studio, and it is time for Villanova versus LaSalle men's basketball preview video. Behind me here in our WXVU studio is our moment and memory wall for moments throughout the years here, the radio station of WXVU, but also Villanova University as a whole. There are many Philly Big Five moments behind me here on this wall with photos and different memories, and the tradition will continue tonight as Villanova will take on LaSalle in its first Philly Big Five game of the season at Glacier Arena at 7 p.m. Our WXVU pregame coverage will begin at 6:30 p.m. Villanova has won 3 consecutive games, sweeping the Villanova Challenge with a win against Duquesne by 10 points on Saturday. Caden Lewis played really well at 19 points. It really seems like the offense is rolling through Duke Brennan right now, and he's been excellent, not just in terms of scoring points, but of course rebounding the basketball, which has been really helpful for Villanova in this 3-game winning streak. So the Wildcats 3-1 overall, playing its first Philly Big Five game of the season. In terms of LaSalle, the Explorers are coming into this game with an overall record of 2-2, so at 500. Of course, a brand new head coach, Darius Nichols, is now leading the Explorers, leading this program, of course taking over for Fran Dunphy, who retired at the end of last season. And the Explorers started off the year with 2 wins against Coppin State and Monmouth, pretty solid victories, but then back-to-back losses and blowout losses against Temple on the road in the Philly Big Five games, and then also against Penn State at Xfinity Mobile Arena. The game against Temple was almost a 40-point loss for the Explorers, who average about 73 points per game, but the defense also gives up about 73 points per game. In terms of players to watch, Jaden Marshall is the leading scorer, is averaging more than 15 points per game. He's coming in as a transfer from Niagara, where he averaged more than 10 points per game last year, so he's a double-digit scorer. He's definitely the best player throughout the early part of the season in the first 4 games for LaSalle, but they also have Jerome Brewer Jr., who has also played some really good basketball. He's averaging more than 10 points per game. He's a transfer from McNeese, but also played at Texas A&M Commerce, so he has some experience. So that's what LaSalle really tried to do, bring in some experience in the offseason in terms of transfers. So Marshall is definitely a player to watch, but also, of course, Brewer Jr. Those are the only 2 scorers averaging double digits for this LaSalle team. LaSalle, though, as a whole, does shoot the ball really well. In terms of free throw percentage, it's in the high 70s, around 77, 78%. But from behind the arc, this LaSalle team shoots 39%, almost 40% from three-point range. And Villanova's three-point defense, as I said earlier, has really struggled, especially in the early part of the season over the last few games. So Villanova has to do a good job to shut down this LaSalle three-point attack, and that's going to be something to really watch. How does Villanova's three-point defense adapt to LaSalle's really great ability to shoot the basketball? Now, one thing that I will say, and we talked about this on Villanova Sports Talk on Monday, Stephen Kane and I, that even though LaSalle does shoot the ball really well at about a 40% clip, the Explorers don't take a whole lot of threes, so that's also something to keep an eye on in this game. In terms of rebounding, LaSalle is pretty average. They will turn over the basketball at times, but really the main strength of this LaSalle team is just its ability to shoot the basketball. Even though they don't take a whole lot of attempts, the defense definitely struggles for LaSalle. It struggled against Temple, it struggled against Penn State, and really the offense as a whole struggled. Besides being able to shoot the ball pretty well, the offense did struggle against Temple and Penn State. So Villanova should win this game. The Wildcats are about 10, 11-point favorites depending on where you look, but these Philly Big Five games are always gritty. They're always close, always come down to the wire, and this will be Villanova's first time at Glacier Arena since 2014, an arena that was renovated, also changed names, but the Wildcats appearing on LaSalle's campus for the first time in more than a decade. So it should be a fun one tonight. Our WXVU pregame coverage will begin at 6:30 p.m. Thanks for tuning in to this preview video, Nova Nation. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cats!